The third leg of the World Golf Championship Series is upon us. Welcome to the preview show of the Cadillac Match Play Championship. I'm Amanda Balionis. This is John Swantek, and this event has gotten a total facelift. We're talking new venue, new format, which is going to make this week especially interesting to watch. Now, you've got the world's best competing in San Francisco, and we've got your brackets, but not quite yet.
Before we get to the players, let's talk about the golf course. For the first time, the Match Play Championship will be held at TPC Harding Park, and it's a course that players are raving about. You may remember this course as the venue for the President's Cup in 2009. Challenging track, about 7,200 yards. Great format for match play.
It is, and looking forward, we will be seeing much more of this San Francisco gem as it will host the PGA Championship in 2020 and then go back to hosting the President's Cup in 2025. So take a look at this. In 2010, 11, and 13, this hosted the Charles Schwab Cup Championship, which is the equivalent to the Tour Championship by Coca-Cola on the PGA Tour. So we have seen this course before, and of course we will see it once again as it returns in 2020 and 2025.
It's a fresh start for the event. In addition to a new venue, we've got a new format. In the past, this was a single elimination event, but now we're going to kick off the week with pool play, kind of like the World Cup in soccer, and it guarantees 3 days of activity for the world's best players.
Graham McDowell actually said on Monday that it's way more interesting for him. He said before you could go out, shoot 66, lose, and you go home after one match. So what are we looking at now? 16 groups of 4 players will play in a round-robin format Wednesday through Friday. Now after that, the reseeding happens, and the winners from each bracket will advance to single elimination play. So basically it means we're going to see the world's top players for a little bit longer, no matter what happens.
So here's what happens if at the end of a match we're looking at an all-square situation. If it's a two-way tie, we'll go head-to-head to use the tiebreaker. If it's a three-way tie, I love this, sudden death, stroke play. We go hole by hole until one player emerges from the group.
It's just got a lot more fun, didn't it? Okay, so let's take a look at the groups that we are going to be keeping a close eye on. I'm going to go first.
Please
Ladies
do.
first.
Please do.
Okay. We're going to go Jimmy Walker, Ian Poulter, Webb Simpson, and Gary Woodland. And I am going with that group because one of those guys is my pick to win it all. Foreshadowing.
That was the last group that was announced actually on Monday. The one that intrigues me is the first group right out of the blocks. Rory McIlroy, Billy Horschel, Brandt Snedeker, Jason Dufner. I'm intrigued by what this group could be. Dufner's had a down year, but he's got a stoic demeanor, and who knows, he could be sparked by having to play Rory. We haven't seen the best of Horschel this year, but maybe we will. And Snedeker, as well as he putts, I think is always dangerous in this format.
Well, and Horschel, one of the most competitive guys out there, and as we saw towards the playoffs last year, that guy can get hot out of nowhere, so you never want to count him out. Now, the man who will defend his title this week is Jason Day, who took a while to put away Victor Dubuisson in the championship match last year. Who can forget golden hands, right? It was an incredible finish that we had last year. The Aussie owns a 14-3 record in this competition, and he's been playing some very, very solid golf.
Yeah, Group 7, Jason Day, the defending champion, Zach Johnson, Brandon Grace, Charlie Hoffman. Now, if Day advances, as we expect he will, and Zach Johnson gets by Brandon Grace, that's the matchup that has my attention because Zach's a very, very sticky player. He won't go down easily.
And of course, Jason Day put himself in contention. He could have won in New Orleans last week, so his game is certainly on point. All right, now it's time to pick a winner. I gave you a little bit of a teaser for the group that I'm looking at. Out of that group, who do you think I'm picking to win?
Just tell us.
Ian Poulter. You got to go Pulse. He's been close a couple of times already this year. His game really does seem like he is almost there if he can just eliminate some of those mental errors. I think his game absolutely has what it takes, and you never pick against Poulter when we're talking about match play, right?
I'm going with the American version of Ian Poulter, and that's Patrick Reed.
Yeah.
A little bit of a black hat. Now, he could face Spieth in the round of 16 if they both emerge from their group, so that's a great potential matchup on Saturday. I think he's ready for anything. He's ready for any challenge that comes his way. He's a terrific match player in college, in the Ryder Cup last year as well. He's kind of an underdog, I think, by the way he's perceived by other people, and that's exactly what Pat Reed's looking for this week.
Okay, so this is where it gets fun. I know you and I are going to fill out our brackets very soon, and if you want to play along and show us that you're way better at these fancy picks than we both are, it's not that hard to do, head over to PGATour.com. We have the WGC-Cadillac Match Play Dell Bracket Challenge going on. So if you log on to PGATour.com/mybracket, you can create a league, compete against friends, families, coworkers, and it's free to enter. Now, the deadline is we're giving you up to the very last minute. 5 minutes prior to tournament play is when you can fill out your brackets. Get them in there. It's going to be fun. I just really want to beat you.
You probably will, because you typically do. We can't wait for the start of this championship on Wednesday. Golf Channel has exclusive coverage the first 3 days. Then on the weekend, it's Golf Channel and NBC. PGA Tour Radio has live play-by-play coverage, also available on SiriusXM and PGATour.com.